quick. So yeah, how's everyone been?
Busy, but not bad. It snowed last night.
Hmm.
It's pretty chilly today. But other than that, how about you?
Uh, doing okay. Like I said, I'm a little tired, but other than not too bad. Why is this not working?
Yeah, it's been raining nonstop here. It's been raining at least two or three times a day for like 2 or 3 weeks now. Crazy.
Wow.
Where are you
Where's
Not
at?
here?
Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Not
We
normal at
haven't
all.
we have another American. Yay.
Another American.
What do you mean? I'm an American. How dare you?
Yes. Well,
I
I
know. I'm
meant
just
North
being.
American. And
I'm.
we have another North American. How
Yeah,
about that?
that's fine. I'm just being silly.
I know. Soon we will outnumber the Europeans.
Hopefully.
Is everyone else European?
I think so, right? Yeah, let's see. We
Well,
got two people from Britain, one from Germany, and where are you from, Signet? You're from Britain, right? Oh, did we lose Signet?
Sure, I'm here.
Are you from Britain?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. So three British and one German.
Oh, that's cool. So
Just
there's 7 of us?
six of us.
Oh, you're including yourself. Got it.
Yeah.
the DM.
I'm from Seattle. Well, I'm from Washington. I used to live in Seattle.
Cool.
Northern
Washington is
Canada.
really cool.
Yeah, I like it here.
Yeah, I lived there for about 3 months when I worked at a summer camp.
Oh,
That was
nice. Yeah, I'm kind of in the northern part. All right, I think I got your token all done.
Cool. Yeah, we were in the islands. I was living on an island for 3 months. I don't know. It was kind of near. Oh, I can't remember any of the islands. But like Orca Island, if you know where that is. That's the only one I remember.
In Washington,
Yeah.
Orca Island. Not off the top of my head. I'd probably be able to find it though. All right. Signet, you would be up for scribe duty this week if you're okay with that.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
I can try to write forte. Where do I write it?
So usually what people do is like you just use like a notepad or like a notepad on the computer to take notes during the game, and then you just post in the journal section in Discord. It's right in the. It's kind of like under where like there's main chat, attendance, party, and then there's journal. You just post it in there.
Alright, so I'm writing about this game.
Yes. Well, the notes for this game.
Right, got it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And let me add our new person to the rotation. Which your character's name was, what was it? Yildir, that's right.
Yeah, how do I change the name at the bottom of the screen?
So you go to the chat tab, and at the very bottom there's a drop down, and you want to pick the second instance of your character. The first one is your account, the second one is your character.
Oh.
Yeah, you got it.
Is it still say my name down there, or my real name, or?
Oh, sorry. That is for your portrait. For your name, you just go to the... Because, yeah, you want to change your portrait anyway. But for your name, you go to the cog on the top right. And, yeah, you can change your display name. You could also change things like the master volume and stuff from there if the music's too loud.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. So I was going to say... for today's game, I thought we could bring Yildir in pretty quick. I was going to have him be one of the researchers from Dusk's Melody, the group that you were working with, Signet. He was
Makes sense.
he was kind of going to come in to help with the collection and archival of the stuff, and also he would know what's his name. He would know Keller's dad because he would have been using his library a bunch. So I thought that would be a good connection to several of the characters.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right.
Web, that's my favorite. Could you change your Discord name to server name to your character name, just so I can look back and forth?
Oh yeah. Usually we do the character name and then in parentheses what you want to be called, like outside of character.
Got it. I heard somebody else's name Ryan, so that would be confusing.
Yes, there is another Ryan,
So
but
I'll keep it with Web.
yeah. However you want to be referred to is fine.
Sounds good. I don't remember how to. You can change it per server. Cool. Got it.
Yeah. You could just set nickname. All right. So with that out of the way, I think we're good to start. We're probably gonna wrap up this area, and like I said, maybe do some downtime stuff today. Maybe some character interactions and development. But
sorry.
oh,
I'm going to do work on my medicines. I can click on that.
your medicines?
I'm going to be training in medicine on my downtime.
So you can gain language proficiency and tool proficiency in during downtime if you want to train. You can't actually train new skills. Those can only be trained through leveling up. If you want like medicine or like you could get thieves tools, or you could get a herbalist kit, stuff like that. But yeah, for like medicine or stealth or any of that, yeah, you'd have to do that through class stuff. But
I'll train in undercommon then.
yes, you would just have to find a teacher and like pay the fee for that, which we can discuss once we get there. But anyway, let's see. So Keller was the previous scribe. He said he's not here today. And unfortunately, it looks like he didn't post. So I can just go off my notes of what happened last time, give a quick rundown. Let me just make sure I check with him to put a placeholder.
Mankando home campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I legit do.
What did you say? Did you say something, no one? I thought I heard her say something. Am I going crazy?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, did you say something, or am I...
Briefly, but
Okay.
I mean, weird that Discord didn't pick it up. It's okay, don't worry about it. I was just making a comment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I only, for whatever reason, only caught the end of it. Okay, so... Last time... so the party was exploring the halls of the mysterious ruins of the library. There was a room with a boule that jumped out, surprising the group from a hole. They managed to fight it off and defeat it. Keller afterwards attacked one of the constructs in the room, or he attacked a rug because he was afraid it was a construct, which unfortunately brought all of the constructs in the room to life. As it turned out, there were a bunch more of them, and the group had to fight them off. The group defeated them and continued exploring, coming upon a large golem which seemed to be guarding a room, which the group left for the time being, thinking it might be dangerous. there was a laboratory area they discovered, which they quickly looted, taking all the lab supplies for themselves to be set up in a different place, as well as a small deactivated, what was it, bolter, which I think is now following around Amelia. The group then explored some more, finding a storage area, at which point they were attacked by a large construct, and that's where we left off. So we were in the middle of the battle. It is currently the 25th of winter at 2:20 p.m.
This would be a good place for Yielder to jump in as a hidden savior.
Yes, my thought was he came here looking for the group and heard these sounds of battle, and probably came running looking to see what was going on. Now, how much experience do you have with Roll20, Yieldir?
Little to none.
Okay. So it's not too hard to use, for the most part. There are a couple of things you have to get used to. I'm assuming you see a blank screen right now, right?
Yep, blank screen. Used to say.
So I'm going to say Yieldir is going to come running down this hallway from the west. Which, let me give your guy sight and everything.
Yeah, he does have dark vision.
Dark vision 60, I believe, right?
That is correct, yeah.
Okay. Give me one moment to set up your token stuff. 60 dark vision. Now you should be able to see.
I can?
All right, excellent. So that's working. So you can use the arrow keys to move your token around, like to move down the hall and such. We just have to roll for initiative for you, since we are in a battle scene. And why don't we do, even though you haven't met them yet, why don't we do some quick descriptions just so you kind of know what their characters look like once you kind of get there.
Okay.
Just give me a sec though. Just doing some last touches on your token to make sure you have everything set right. All right. So let's start with Amelia. What would you look like to him?
A very tall human woman. With sort of a carrot top red hair that's kind of shoved into a short, messy ponytail. Wielding a great hammer. Or not a great hammer, a war hammer, I think is what she has.
Yeah, sorry.
She kind of has like almost permanent smudges on her face and arms. And she just looks generally dusty.
Like she spent a little too much time in the forge.
Yep.
Okay. What about Signet? What do you look like?
Signet it looks like your typical cleric. Your long robes, hair and glasses. Carrying a pouch with and scrolls and that on the side. As a cleric.
Question, Yieldir. Do you have knowledge religion? Trained, I mean.
I believe so, yes. I have proficiency in religion.
So you'd probably recognize
Wait,
the...
is it history or religion? Sorry. Let me take a look quickly, sorry.
No
I
worries.
find myself again. There it is, cool. No, I do not. I have history.
Okay, so then you might not recognize the gods that either of them worship, just because I think you both. Well, wait, Amelia, do you have a holy symbol? Obvious. Do you have one showing?
Probably.
Okay, so yeah, maybe you'd see that they have these strange symbols, but probably not recognize them. And what do you look like, Yildir? What would you look
Right.
like to them?
I'm a blue-skinned, sort of. Wait, I forgot how tall I made me. Yeah, tall, blue-skinned, wizard. You'll see I am a little dusty, but mostly from dust from books. So spend almost all my time in the library studying. I'm just carrying a spell book. That's my main tool, and I'll be carrying a pouch with all my stuff in it.
All right, thank you for that. So back to what was going on. Whose turn was it? Or wait. How come I don't see an initiative tracker?
I haven't seen it either.
What is going on? Huh. Did it lose the initiatives? Weird. Alright, why don't we just roll initiatives then? Go ahead and highlight your token, then on your sheet, click the initiative button. You have to make sure your token's highlighted or it won't save what you roll.
Did it work?
Yes, I see you at 14.
Amelia.
That's fine. Can we throw
Yeah,
Oliver
I'll
onto the initiative?
yeah, I'll do Oliver.
We don't
Oliver.
have any. We don't have any melee players. We're all spellcasters.
Well, Oliver's melee, and Amelia is fairly melee heavy.
Yeah, she's still
Yeah.
a cleric.
Yeah, but I've been upfront. I rarely cast spells.
I mean, clerics can be
Who's-
pretty hefty tanks.
I never did ask. Who's your deity, Amelia?
We're in the middle of battle. Do you think now's the time to ask those questions?
Who's your deity?
Yeah,
All right.
you may say- Oh, if I
Yeah,
remember,
as she's about to swing her hammer. By the way, Amelia, who do you worship? What? What?
if this is correct, I'm still concentrating on something.
Yeah. What were you concentrating on? Did you have?
I thought it was blessed.
Well, no one's marked as blessed. I mean, I can go look through the
Well-
logs and try to figure it out.
Please do, because it may be the others were blessed and they're gone.
Hmm.
Well, Clyde is right behind you.
I'm not
Yeah, but Clyde don't-
seeing what you usually want to do. Or go ahead.
I also have a stopwatch for some reason.
Yeah, usually that means there's some kind of timer on you. So usually if you go to the Google Sheet, you can record that stuff for the battle next time. That is usually a good way to help retain that. But you could just take those off because I'm not sure what those were for.
Casting all of their spells.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Bless. I remember I thought you put guidance on someone at one point. You may have just not taken it off.
That could be it. I'll take it.
Because I do remember, like, as I think the lock was being picked, you said you were putting guidance on someone. So that might be what happened.
Oh yeah, what's the crossword again?
I have
Um,
sanctuary.
Oh, that's probably what that is. You put Sanctuary on yourself.
I put
Yeah,
sanctuary on myself.
I kind of remember that now. Okay. So that would
You-
make
you put-
sense.
You put the cross's skull on me for it because I was low in HP, wasn't I?
Yes, if you're below 1/4 health, you should record that because no one can see your hit point totals.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably what that's about. Okay, so we'll actually start with Yildir. You would be the first to go.
All right, and what do I see at this point?
So as you come running down the hall here, there would be a lot of yelling coming from the area ahead. You would see Signet, who you recognize as being the contact of yours, who was with these group of heroes that was exploring the dungeon. He is engaged to some enemy that you can't see as you see him in a defensive posture.
All right.
Signet would probably see you, maybe be a bit confused as to why you're here. But yeah, it looks like they might be in battle with something.
All right. I'd yell out, I'm here to help. What's going on? And I'd rush them as fast as I can.
All right.
So do I say we know each other or we know of each other or?
So you know each other not well, but you know of each other from you know he's one of the people of the Dusk's Melody, or at least another another mercenary who's working with them.
Right, so do I know his name or?
Uh we'll say no, you're not sure of his name. So
Oh, I
go
don't know who.
go ahead.
Oh, you are friend, but your help would be appreciated.
Alright, so Yildir, go ahead and do your movements. As you come running down the hall, you can go up to 30 feet. Each square is 5 feet.
That's 1, 2, 3, 15. So that's 30.
Another thing you could do is if you pick up your token and then press Q, you can actually draw a ruler as you move to mark your movement.
Ah.
So you can measure as you're going. You just each time you press Q, it'll put down a waypoint as you're moving, and yeah, that'll measure that. So that would be 30 feet of movement as you come rushing down the hallway. You still can't see into the room, so at this point you can dash, you can cast a spell, but yeah, you have your action and your bonus action still.
Got it. Um. Hmm.
So if you want to be cautious, a good thing to do now could be to take the dodge action. If you want to cast a defensive spell on yourself, that could be useful. But
I think what I might do is a little reckless. And I might try to teleport with Misty Step right in front of do I see Signet here? Is that who I'm looking at?
yeah,
What
this
is
is
it? Yeah.
Signet over
Yeah,
here.
or just right next to him so I can see inside the room. I just presume that they're fighting in that room that I can't see.
Okay.
Would I rationally assume that?
Yeah, no, that would be a good assumption.
Perfect. So if I can Misty Step there, I believe I can make it that far. It's 30 feet.
Alright, so if you want to do that, you want to click on Misty Step in your spells just to put it in the log, and that will also, or that should minus the spell, and yeah, it looks like it did. So now, yeah, you can go ahead and pick up your token and move 30 feet. As you step into the mist, poofing down the hallway, you can now see that there is another member of the group in the hall who looks like is engaged this large creature, this construct.
Then I will go ahead and how it's large. How large is large?
So the golem stands at a massive 8.5 or so feet tall. There are a bunch of pieces of armor and weaponry coming off of it. It looks like it is about to swing its poleaxe down on the armored woman, the large armored woman in front of you.
Would I be able to cast the cantrip Mold Earth at its feet to give it to set it to have it fall down or go
So
or at least get disadvantage on its attack?
So unfortunately, the floor here is solid stone. Mold earth isn't going to do much.
Okay, even though it says a portion of dirt or stone I can see.
So the stone part, if you look, is more loose stone. It's not worked stone. in the
Got it.
description. Yeah.
Heard. No worries. Then in that case, I would just like to cast. Um, Chill touch.
All
Or,
right.
Yeah.
So you chant summoning arcane energies, firing a chill touch at it. 15 would be enough, so you strike it with the spell. Go ahead and roll damage.
Would I do that?
So if you click on chill touch in the chat, you should be able to mouse over the word, and it should roll the damage if you click on that. Oh, 1 necrotic. All right. So the creature is slightly withered by the spell, and it kind of looks angrily over at you, as angry as a set of armor can look. Anything else for you?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right. So Oliver yells, "What's going on over there? Who's that?" He's
Get
gonna
over here, Boo.
he's gonna move up. You don't look wounded, do you, Amelia?
No.
Okay, so he's not too worried about you. So another gentleman comes into view. A large, muscular guy comes rushing up, and he is going to swing his weapon at this thing. Long sword slashes for 11, which the creature would block. The first attack, or 13, because there's pack tactics. The second attack, 17, will strike, cutting this thing for 6 points of damage as it stumbles back and now looks angry at Oliver. Signet, what do you want to do?
1 second. Okay. Right. I will. I will cast guidance on Oliver to help boost his next attack, double attack.
All right, isn't guidance a touch?
Oh yeah, right.
So you
You can
just have
cast
to
it.
get next to him.
I mean, you can cast it on me. I'm like right in front of you, and my turn's coming up next.
Yeah, good idea. Sorry about that.
Well, just remember, guidance
Sorry.
is only for skills.
Yeah.
Oh. Then
Ability check. Yeah, it's only ability checks.
Yeah, so you'd need Bless if you wanted to give them bonuses to their attacks.
actually, I'm gonna cast Hone Blade on Amelia.
Alright, go
Oh no, I
ahead.
can't. I'm all out of first level spells.
Oh no, your magic has waned a bit. Yeah, you're running
Can
low
you-
on energy.
Can you upcast it to second level?
You can't, I don't think.
Do we not have second levels yet?
We do, but it doesn't upcast.
So you can upcast anything, it just won't make it more powerful. But at that point, you might consider just casting a second level spell.
Yeah.
But it's up to you.
I will cast. Wait, did I not hit? Did I hit it with Fuse Armor again? At one point.
You could just throw a cantrip as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do Warrior Radiance at it.
Alright, so you channel Word of Radiance, I assume stepping up to the creature.
Yes, I will.
Okay, putting yourself in danger. A risky maneuver. Alright. So Radiant Energy comes off of you, and the creature has to make a con save. So, let's see. What does it do? Oh, this creature seems to be very hardy, and your Word of Radiance does not affect it. Unfortunate.
No worries.
Anything else?
Can I take the dodge action?
No, because you already used your action to cast. So
Done.
all
And
you
then
have
I'm
left
done.
is a bonus action. All right. So the golem is unaffected by the word of radiance, kind of just shrugging you off. He is going to raise his pole arm, striking down at your fighter. So he's going to do a pole strike. 18 would just miss as Oliver jumps to the side, cursing, and says, this isn't good. 23 will connect with the swing.
I like the silvery barbs on that.
All right, so go ahead and spend your reaction, which is marking yourself with this symbol, and minus a first level spell. All right, so as he is about to hit, he must re-roll. And luckily, the attack now misses thanks to the interference of your magic. So that is it for the armory golem. Oh, and he has to make a con save because you pulled out his
It's
piece. Give me a sec to read exactly what that means.
Oh, and then I'm gonna give advantage to I forgot his name, the dude that just got swung at.
Oliver? All right,
Oliver.
so Oliver feels inspired by your magics, gaining advantage. So let me remember how this works. Con save, okay. Okay, so yeah, he continues to function even though it looks like he is starting to fall apart because you pulled out that piece. Amelia, what are you going to do? I think you are sanctuaried, so the creature can't target you right now.
Okay, I'm gonna drop Sanctuary and I'm gonna take a swing at him.
Alright, you swing your warhammer down on the golem. 16 would be enough, crashing it against a piece of armor and denting it inward, doing 10 bludgeoning. As several more pieces of the golem go flying off of him, and he is looking very wounded, but still up. Anything else?
Alright. Nope, that will end my turn.
Alright, into the new round, Yadir. Or Yildir, what do you want to do?
All right, I would like to get an idea of, have we noticed any sort of damage? I guess I've only dealt him necrotic damage, but any damage that is particularly effective towards constructs, if I would know.
So you can use your bonus action to do a Arcana check to see what you remember
I
about these
love
things. Alright, give me Arcana.
All right. So these are checks, so some of the skills. All right.
Okay, 13. So you have read about a lot of golems in your research. You remember... Go ahead.
I have a question. Why are there two numbers?
It rolls twice in case someone has advantage or disadvantage. So you always take the first one, unless you have advantage or disadvantage.
I think I do.
Oh, do you have advantage to this roll for something?
I think, yeah, well, no, it's intelligence saving throws. That's my bad.
Oh, okay. So let's see. You would know a few things about these.
Sorry, which skill did you pick for your Bodalkin skill? Was it Arcana?
I think it was Arcana, yeah.
Then you add a D4 to it.
Oh, okay. How do I...
If you just roll a d4. And what ability is that you're talking about?
It's like Vidalkin Precision or something like that.
Oh, you're right. Whenever you make an ability check with the chosen skill or tool, roll a d4 and add the number to the roll
Alright.
to the
Yeah,
check total.
tireless precision.
Yeah.
Can you link that just because I have not seen it in a bit?
I don't know how to link it.
It should.
There it is.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so yeah, d4 roll, please.
How do I do that?
So on the left of the screen, there's a dice button. If you just
Oh.
click that and click the D4, it should roll it. There you go. So
So
15. Yeah, so you would know a couple of things. You know that there is a focus piece that can be pulled out to deactivate, which looks like they've already done, so someone here must know something about these. You also know they are magic resistant, which means any spells targeting them, they have advantage on their saving throws. They are immune to being shapeshifted in any way, as most golems are. And they have magical weapons as their attacks, so their weapons overcome magical damage resistance. As for their immunities, you know that they are immune to poison, psychic, and weapon attacks that aren't magical or adamantine. You think there are some other things about them, but those are the things you remember with your roll.
Cool. Then I'd like to cast Magic Missile.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to. Let's see what kind of damage is that?
Magic Missile, yeah, is
What?
force damage.
All right. I'd like to cast it with. We'll try acid damage. So yeah. So because of the ability, I can't find it right now. Research. Awakened Spellbook. Whenever you cast a wizard spell with a spell slot, you can temporarily replace its damage type with a type that appears in another spell in your spellbook. It's like the second
okay.
paragraph. Third paragraph, I guess.
And you're using a chromatic orb?
Yeah, I'm using Chromatic Orb's acid damage.
Got it. All right. Okay. All right, so you throw acid missiles at it, doing 9 points of acid damage. Pew, 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 as it is struck 3 times, the acid sizzling its metal armor. It looks like it might be angry at you now, but luckily it doesn't look like it can get to you easily. Anything else?
No, we'll call that good.
All right, Oliver, which is me. So Oliver, using his advantage, will multi-attack. First attack, 15, will strike. He yells, "Go down, you bastard!" Doing 8 points of damage. Second attack, slashes. 22 will strike again, doing another 6, and the creature looks like it's very much on its last legs. But still up. Signet.
I'll try Caustic Touch.
Caustic Touch, alright. Yes, so 20 will strike as you grab it with your acidic touch. Go ahead and give me a damage roll. Ooh, nice roll. So yeah, you hit it. Well, you can just click on the Caustic Touch and it would roll damage that way. But you hit it for the 8 acid damage, and it melts, falling to pieces.
Nice.
The creature has destroyed. Alright, so what do you all want to do?
I would like to search the room, unless we already have. Unless y'all already have.
No,
Oh,
we
I
haven't
guess I
gotten
should
there
do it.
yet.
Alright.
Introduction should be first.
So, yeah, Oliver
Let me
looks
talk to you
over and is like, who's the blue guy?
Hey, I'm Ildir. I am with the Dust Melody. I was here to help y'all, and I heard yelling, so I came to help.
Dust Melody. Aren't those the guys that are paying us to do this? And he kind of looks over at you, Signet. You know this guy?
I know of him. He is with us. He's got the right signature.
Oliver just kind of nods. He says, "What about you, Amelia? You okay?"
I'm fine. How are you doing?
He got a couple of good hits, but I think I'm okay. Alright, so what do we got in this room? He kind of looks around.
Yeah, what is in here?
So it looks like there are some very old crates in here. The strange thing is you don't think these crates were put here by the original occupants of this place, because they don't look as old as the rest of the place. And they also, well, I mean, there's no way you'd know if they were elven or not, but they don't look like they are the same as some of the other things you've seen in this dungeon. Almost like someone was put these here a long time ago to store. In fact, maybe this golem wasn't put here by the original inhabitants either. Maybe he was put here to watch these crates specifically.
Can we open the crates?
Yeah, do you want to start going through them?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright. So, as you start popping open some of these crates, it looks like they have kind of basic supplies in them. You would find things like ropes, grappling hooks, food. There's like you'd find thieves' tools in one of them. Basically, items you would find on like the equipment list. And these
Okay.
crates look like at least well, what's your passive perceptions?
10 for me.
16.
16. So you would notice that one of them has an empire mark on it. Hang on. Oh, do I not have the name? It is the Darok Empire, which you know is one of the major human empires. I think so. Or go ahead.
How do you spell that? How do you spell that, sorry?
Darrok. It's actually the empire that Candle came from. It is they kind of Candle long ago left the Darok Empire because they didn't like a lot of its policies on things like slavery. So they set up their own colony. I don't remember, do any of you have backgrounds that are associated with the Darok Empire?
I have background in the capital, but that's it.
Yes, and the capital is the Darok Empire.
Oh, then yes, I do.
Sorry about that, yeah. So that's what that would be.
Yeah, so I'd be familiar with that.
Yeah, so it's strange you would find that here. Unless they left these supplies here for some reason.
If it's that strange, I'd like to cast as a ritual, but detect magic on the crate that has that, just in case.
Alright, so you cast Detect Magic. Are you doing it as a ritual or as a spell?
As a ritual, and I do have ritual casting, so it will only take one action. It won't take 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, ritual casting just lets you cast it as the 10-minute cast. Unless you have something else that lets you do it as an action.
Well, did you see the link I just sent?
Yeah, so you can cast a wizard spell as a ritual if that spell has the ritual tag and you have the spell in your spell book. Yeah, so that's...
The bonus of having the ritual casting for a wizard is you don't need to have the spell prepared. Whereas other classes have to have the spell prepared even if they want to cast it as a ritual.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. Understood.
Yeah, so
It's okay.
it does still take the 10 minutes.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm playing a wizard in my in Tuesday's group, so if you have any questions, I'm happy to help.
Thank you. Appreciate the help so far.
Yeah, so do you want to take the 10 minutes or use a spell slot?
I will take the 10 minutes.
Alright, so you begin doing that. Is anyone else doing anything, or do you want to just try to pass 10 minutes?
I just want to pass 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, I think it really is just like going through the boxes and
searching.
kind of searching, but also kind of like coming up with a plan on how to load them all into the cart.
Gotcha.
What spell are you casting, Yodir?
Oh, I'm casting detect magic to check for any traps or anything that's on the inside. Magical traps.
All right. So as the 10 minutes is passing, does anyone have a passive perception of 14 or over?
Me.
So you hear something coming down the hall. It's faint, but something is on the way.
I hear
We need
something.
to. We should hide.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so the group is
Uh,
attempting to stealth. Go ahead and position yourselves to where you're trying to hide and give me stealth rolls.
Which crate is the one that had the mark on it?
It was this one.
Then I would be behind that one.
Hiding behind the wall. I'll turn off my light spell.
Okay. Oh, do you have a light spell on? All right.
Yeah.
So you turn off your light spell. Did I even have light on you?
I am casting light.
Okay. Let me check your token. Oh yeah, I did. All right. So you take off light.
God, this
And I'm
thing better
preparing
have
if
a very low.
I'm preparing
This
if it
thing better
comes in
have
a
a low.
room to cast web immediately on the door.
Where is?
Thing better have
Oh,
a
and how do I
low.
do stealth? Okay, my bad.
This thing better have a
Stealth,
low
stealth.
perception.
Sorry, give me one moment to grab the thing I was looking for. Apparently it's not in this game. Weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna prepare a swing of my hammer in case it comes in.
Well, we would have to do initiative at that point, because you can't ready actions outside of combat.
Got it.
That seems silly.
Then can I just cast? Well, that's a good idea. Never mind.
So you probably don't want to start casting now, because then it would probably hear you for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. There it is. Jeez. Okay. Realize I didn't have my no light macro on this game. So I'll grab that. Alright, so you turn out your light, making it harder to see. And a moment later, you would see a creature walking past, a familiar creature. With one of those bolters that you guys recognize. Now let's see, what did you get on your stealth checks? Ooh, alright. Signet and Amelia, unfortunately you guys are making some noise in hiding, and I would need initiative rolls as these creatures come in to check out that noise.
As soon as they come in, can I just like turn my light back on?
Yeah, well, I'll say as part of it.
Was I able to finish my ritual, or is this interrupting it?
No, this would be interrupting it, unfortunately, because this was kind of like at the 6 or 7 minute mark as you were casting. So it's probably not a good idea to keep casting it at this point.
No, yeah, I definitely would not. Oops. That's a mistake. How do I... Oh, never mind. I got it.
Can I cast Quicken on Yodir?
Well, hang on. Let's see what the initiatives say.
Oh, I forgot to do initiative.
It's actually about initiative. That's what. Yeah.
Oh.
Getting some weird bugs with Roll20. What is this? Okay, there it goes. That's weird. Alright, initiative. goes. Alright, so these things come walking into the room. And the first act as this happens and they kind of see you guys. Wait, no, Oliver. Okay, let me roll for Oliver, sorry. That's right, I'm playing Oliver. So the first act is going to be... Oh, it is going to be Oliver, okay. So Oliver sees that these creatures notice Amelia there. He kind of goes, ah, crap. And he's going to jump out over the box and yell, I'm coming. Move in 25 feet to here. Roaring as he tries to get their attention, swinging at them. So he's going to go for the one that he knows fires those exploding bolts first.
Wait.
Yeah.
I figured out what I was getting confused about. Awakened Spellbook allows me to cast a ritual using the normal spell's casting time. I'm gonna link it real quick. It's the
Oh,
fourth
okay.
paragraph.
Let me
Fifth
see.
paragraph. So we could say we were still looking through the all the boxes, but maybe.
Cast
I
with a
still figured it
spell, you
out.
can use a spell. Okay. Once you use the benefit, you can... Okay, so it's once per rest, it looks
Once
like.
for long rest, yeah.
Got
Yes.
it. Okay.
Oops.
Okay. So yeah, maybe instead you guys were just searching through the stuff. But you... So if you had detect magic going, I'll just go back a little ways, you would in fact have seen a magical aura coming from the south crate over here.
Okay.
So there is something magical in this place.
Do I get an idea of what if it's inside the crate or is the crate itself magical? Like, is there a
You
ward
would
on it?
you would think it's inside the crate.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Where was I? All right. So, fortunately, Amelia can't see because she's in the middle of getting her spell back up. So he is swinging at the bolter. Oh yeah, 23 will definitely land a slash on it, doing 6 points of damage. He'll take his second attack, which unfortunately is going to miss. He yells, "Look out, everyone!" Alright, Amelia, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna use my action to get my light spell back up.
Alright, so you chant casting light, I assume like hitting your holy symbol, right?
Something like that, yeah. And then I'm gonna bonus action Shield of Faith on me.
Alright, so you use Shield of Faith protecting yourself. So go ahead and let's see. Got it. Alright, so you are... Yeah, so +2 to your AC, making you much harder to hit.
And
Yeah.
I will 5, 10, 15, 20. Because this
Move
guy's a bad... This is a bad guy, right?
Yeah, here, let me get you the pictures of these things. So one of them is almost like a clockwork-looking man with 2 large stone shields on his arms. And the other one you've seen before, as you have one of these following you around, is
Yeah.
the less cute Oaken Bolter, because this one has a crossbow in its mouth. Alright, so the Bolter is going to move...
Actually, sorry.
Yeah.
Can I change where I want to go? I just want to...
Sure.
I think I was here. I just want to move up here.
Alright, yeah, no, that's fine. So the Bolter is going to stab at Oliver using its Lancing Bolt. So it does a melee attack as a bolt shoots out of its mouth, poking at him like a spear. 19 will strike. Curses as he... Oh, 16. Oh, and he looks. Ooh, he looks near death. He says, "I need some healing." That's it for the bolter. Oh wait, second attack. It's gonna stab at Amelia. So it does another lancing bolt. Oh, that is a
You kidding
crit.
me?
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Um,
I'd like to cast silvery barbs on that.
Unfortunately, I think you're out of range, aren't you?
Oh, maybe I am. 60 feet?
Oh, is it 60? Go ahead and link it. I thought it was 30, but if it's 60, then you're good.
I did copy it from somewhere else. I'm gonna look it on Google real quick. I couldn't find it even after you got the.
This is definitely a good time to use it.
Yeah. No, 60 foot for sure.
Yeah, it is 60 feet. Okay, so you see it about to stab her and cast Silvery Barbs. Go ahead and link it.
Yep.
And that will force a reroll. So go ahead and spend your reaction.
I didn't understand what you said last time.
So if you click on your token, there is a gear that should pop up, like a gear button. If you click on that, or wait, not the gear button, the lens button. If you click on the lens button, you'll see like a bunch of token markers.
Yes.
And the reaction use one is the second row. It looks like a no smoking sign, like that. So I put it on you, but that's what it looks like.
Got it.
So just to mark like that you've used that. All right. So it will have to. And who are you giving advantage to?
Oh, I'll be giving advantage to. I think. To Signet.
Okay. So Signet, you now have advantage on your next skill check. I think it's, what is it? Skill check, attack, or saving throw?
It's kind of wasted on myself.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It is.
Alright. Could I give it to Amelia instead?
Sure. Amelia, you have advantage on your next roll.
I could probably use it to maintain concentration.
Alright, so it's going to try to stab you with a different roll, Amelia, and I believe 15 would miss you.
That I miss.
Yildir.
All right. I would like to, let's see, move up here. I think I can make it that far. Still stay partially in behind cover. And cast Magic Missile as a second level at the dude that has, or wait, which one's a which? I can barely see their tokens. Which one's the one that's to the left of? I keep forgetting his name.
That's the Stone
this guy?
Defender.
Stone Defender. Yeah, I'd like to cast Magic Missile as a second level on that guy with acid as well.
Sure. You said you can barely see their tokens? The area should be lit up.
Well, no, I just don't know how to zoom in.
Oh, you can use mouse wheel. Also on the top right of the screen, you can use the plus and minus.
Got it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So how do I cast it as second level?
When you cast Magic Missile, it should ask you what level you want to cast it as. Did it not?
No, I just clicked it and it just did it.
All right, so you could just give yourself back the first and minus the second level. That's fine. I'm not sure why it didn't do that. But nice roll. So that would be 20 points of acid damage as you strike the stone man with 4 acid magic missiles. Anything else?
That's my action. I did movement. I don't really have any bonus actions other than Misty Step. So no, that's it.
Okay, so the Stone Defender is going to try to do a push attack on Oliver. So Oliver has to make an athletics or acrobatics, which I think he's going to use athletics. So the Stone Defender rolled pretty well. Let's see, Oliver. That's weird. All right, so Oliver is going to do athletics. Oh, no, Oliver would fail. So he is knocked back to here. And this guy's going to move in this way. And his second attack, he is going to try to push Amelia. So Amelia, as he used his... Oh, wait, no. Okay, no, that would be it for him. Sorry, he only gets one. It's the other guy who gets two. Signet.
Here, I'm gonna move up towards Oliver. Can I get here?
So this is a pillar. You would have to move around it.
Here's, I think.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, that's 25 feet of movement.
And I need to get out one more. Or two more even. I can do 30 to get here, but I'm still not in range. Oh, so I'm not in range of cure wounds.
Yeah, you're out of range for that one, unless you have Healing Word.
Yes, I do have healing word. I'll cast that.
Alright, so as a bonus action, you send some healing magic towards Oliver. As a second level, he would gain 7, feeling much better. Says, thanks, bud. I owe you.
No worries.
And he is now wounded instead of near death. Anything else?
That's me.
Alright, so Oliver, fearing for his life, is going to say, you guys got this, and he's going to take the dodge action.
Yep.
Amelia, what are you going to do?
Going to smack them. I'm gonna smack the bolter.
Okay. So
My next D20 had advantage.
So 16 would hit. However, the Stone Defender is going to pop in front, blocking with his shield.
Is that Warhammer you have, Amelia?
Yeah.
So he uses his reaction. Wait, is it a reaction or is it just happen? Gives that creature a +5. Okay, so never mind. It doesn't even have to use its reaction. It just gives it a +5. So it puts its shield up blocking. Anything else, Amelia?
That's all I can do.
All right. The bolter is going to move here. Amelia, you'd get a potential Oppie. If you want to take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, that is going to miss. As you spend your reaction, it's going to go here and fire at you. Using its lancing bolt. Well, first it'll fire its harpoon at you. 15 versus AC on Yildir.
Oh, 15. It hits. I'm a shield.
Alright, so as a reaction, you cast Shield. Spending your last first level spell. Go ahead and spend your reaction, and that would cause a miss. It's going to fire a second time at you. 20.
Yup.
Alright, so the second one...
What's your AC?
12.
Well, it's
12.
17 now, because you have shield up.
Oh.
Oh, 17, yeah.
Go ahead.
Alright, so you are struck for 18 piercing. A nasty hit.
Okay.
And Yildir, you're up.
Is it 18 points? Alright, I'm down to 8.
Alright, so you're looking pretty wounded at this point.
Even with the cover, adding +2 to my AC. Is that how this works?
That's true. You did have cover. What did
That's
he
still
roll?
19.
Yeah, no, that would still be
Yeah.
because he rolled a 20. Yep. Alright. So yeah, that is it for Yildir. The Stone Defender is going to try to hit Oliver because he's not too bright. Swinging. Slam attack. No, with his dodging, he would not take that hit. Signet.
So I am pretty screwed, unfortunately. I'll move up closer to Oliver,
Yeah.
and I'll cast. I'll give him resistance.
Alright. You cast resistance on Oliver. Go ahead and mark yourself as concentrating. If he has to make a save. And that's it for the round. Oliver. Or was there anything else you were doing? Moving there. Oliver says, we get a flank on this thing. He's going to move. Actually, he'll stay where he is. He's going to just attack this guy. Using his sword. 18 will strike with the first one. Doing 7 points of magical and wounding hit. As he cracks the creature. Second attack. Where was it? 17. Oh. Were you casting, are you just looking at the description?
Yep, I misclicked. Sorry.
Alright, make sure you give yourself your spell back. And also, I think there's a way you can just list the description without taking your spell if you click the like word bubble or something.
Yeah, I'm clicking the I, but I definitely misclicked and just missed it.
No worries. So Oliver would strike again, doing 9 slashing, and actually putting him near death with that. It's the stone guy is looking pretty beat up at this point. Amelia.
I'm going to. You said Oliver's down again?
No, Oliver's he's wounded, but he's still he's not down.
Okay, can I get past here? Can I get past to here?
Sure. I'll say there's enough room there.
Okay, I'm gonna take the flank.
Okay, +2.
+2, and then I'm going to. I'm gonna cast as a bonus action Spiritual Weapon.
Alright, so your spiritual weapon would come flying in, I assume, at this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately it won't hit him, but you can go ahead and place it.
Should be here. Try to get some space in between him and Signet, and then I will take a hit as an action.
Alright, yeah, you swing your Warhammer with the +2.
At the, yeah, nice. At the.
Oh, that is a crit. Very nice. So it is cracked over the back of the head with a Warhammer for 15 points of damage. And ooh, that is actually just enough as it crumbles to the ground. Going down. Oliver yells, good shot. Anything else, Amelia?
Stay back, Oliver. You're looking pretty hurt. Can you try to get to range? Maybe take cover.
He says, you got it, boss. The bolter will turn towards Amelia and do its bolting lance. 18 luckily is not enough as you bring your shield into place blocking. Second attack. No, you block that one as well, keeping the nasty little bolter at bay. Yildir. What do you want to do? Are you muted? Oh, did we lose Yildir? Maybe he's having technical difficulties.
Maybe. I've been writing in the journal while we play.
Oh yeah, he just disconnected. I'm guessing he's having some technical issues.
Alright.
Let me
What?
let me message him on Discord.
While we're waiting, Amelia, would you have a look at the journal, see what you think?
Sure, just give me a sec.
Appreciate it.
Yep, looks good.
Awesome.
Oh, are you writing it directly in the? I see.
No, I am writing in Google Doc and then copy and pasting.
Oh, I bet he's having some big internet issues because yeah, we just lost him on Discord as well. All right. Well, do we want to give him a minute? Take a break here.
We
I
can
could
take a
use the
break.
bathroom.
All right, sure. Yeah, let's do a 10-minute break. I can.
He said he's having rolling blackouts.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah. Well, hopefully, we can get him back in the next 10. If not, we'll figure something out. All right.
I'm back. Welcome back.
There you do yours. I hope that helps.
Alright,
Hello, can you hear me?
welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
Is my mic working?
Yes, it's working.
Cool. I'm trying to get Roll20 to log in, but it looks like the actual Wi-Fi, like the my cable is just kaput. So I don't think I'll be able to use Roll20.
You can also, it's usually streamed on Twitch as well if you have Twitch.
I do. I could watch it through there, but there would be a
Yeah.
delay. I can see it through you right now.
Okay.
Now I just gotta remember all my spells. Shit. I do have a list.
Raven.
So wait, Roll20 is not working for you?
Well, I don't have Wi-Fi. I'm on my wireless right now, and or my phone. I don't know what
Oh,
to
okay.
call it.
Yeah,
So
Raven,
I'm
why
on my
don't
phone right now.
Raven, if you give me access to Yadir's player sheet, then I can at least let him see his sheet when it's his turn.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Alright, you should have control of his sheet.
Really?
That's weird.
Can you see it?
No.
It should be okay. I know all my spells, and I have spell cards as well.
Alright.
Yeah, it's checking to see if like it's making sure I'm not a bot, but it's like verifying if the site connection is secure. It's I've never seen this before.
That is weird.
I know all I have is chill touch and another second level spell slot. I think that's it. So.
One sec, let me try something. Are you gonna work now? No. Why would you work? That would be crazy.
Is this roll
Yeah,
20
no,
that's giving you issues?
Yeah, like it's checking to see if the site connection is secure. When I click on Yildier's page type thing.
Huh. Maybe refresh?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, we can, if you have your spells, we can just try to roll with it. It was your turn, Yildir, when you got disconnected. So what do you want to do?
We just felled the dude with the shields, right?
Yes, he was killed by Amelia.
Oh, I'm loading in.
Oh, yeah, I just saw you appear. Wait, I don't see anyone in the game. Did you all disconnect?
I think I did accidentally with me. I'm coming back in.
Well, Footy fully disconnected me when I went to refresh.
Oh, yep, everyone's coming back now. Yeah, maybe they did some kind of server reset or something weird.
All right, that's great. Do I have Wi-Fi back? I do have Wi-Fi back. All right, I'm gonna swap to my computer.
Okay.
Wait, no, actually, I can't tell.
The
I'll just keep
joys.
it like this for now.
The
We'll
joys
just
of.
keep it like this for now.
1 second, I got a call.
Okay.
The joys of technology, D&D.
Yeah, joys of thunderstorms. You know, I was telling you about all that rain I've been having. It got bad. And I heard thunder, and my lights went black, and I disconnected.
Yeah, the East Coast is beset by smoke. There's thunderstorms in the middle.
From Canada, it's still on fire.
Canada's on fire.
Yes,
That's
Canada's
wild.
on fire. Sorry, guys.
My parents are like, our air is orange and smoky. And I'm like, blame Canada.
I mean, it's the same for us up here. I mean, it's just as bad.
Jeez,
It was
Canada.
only bad for about 2 weeks in Colorado, but I was wearing an N95 mask for that entire 2 weeks because I was not breathing that shit in.
No.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was like that up here last year, our summer. It was like 2 weeks where it was just smoke everywhere.
Yeah. It looks like it was. Does it look like it's foggy constantly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. All right, sorry. I can do my turn.
Yeah. All right. Make sure you're all displaying as your characters when you have a moment. And yeah, go ahead
I'm
and
back, sir.
do what you're gonna do. So yeah.
Looks like. How hurt is he looking, Mr.?
The bolter doesn't look wounded yet.
Okay.
He hasn't
I'm
taken
worried.
too much damage.
I don't like that I've already used up almost all my spell slots. That is not fun. I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to cast Chill Touch.
All right. So you're sending
And,
a chill touch at him.
yeah, we're just gonna use Necrotic. We're gonna see how it goes. So.
Ooh, but no, 12 is not going to be enough, and that would just bounce off of his armor.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
All right. Signet, what do you want to do?
There's not much I can do. I'm still holding my
Oh, could I
concentration.
actually get full cover over here? Is that full cover? If I move right there?
Yes, you wouldn't be able to see you back there.
Then I'm not good. Yeah, I'm at 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna move up 1. And it's not concentration. I don't think it is. I'll try caustic touch.
All right, you're going to hit him with... Oh, that is a crit.
Nice.
Very nice. So as he's dodging the shot from your ally, you get him from behind with a acidic touch. So go ahead and click on... Yep. So that is 5 points of acid damage as you slightly melt him. Unfortunately, that also did get his attention as it turns towards you. Anything else?
No.
Alright, so new round, Oliver goes. He says, look out, Signet. He's going to run up here heroically, attacking with the flank. Doing the multi-attack. 23, yep, that's going to strike. Doing 11 magical sword damage. And then a second attack. Swings again. 19 is going to strike as well, doing another 7, and that is going to wound the creature. He is going to then move here and say, all yours, Amelia, ending his turn. Amelia.
I'm going to, bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Yep, goes flying at him. Oh yeah, 21 is gonna strike. Excuse me. Slamming into him. The magical strike does 11 points of damage as he cracks from the hits. And I assume... Yeah?
How's he looking?
Still wounded, not almost dead yet.
Okay, we'll bring the Warhammer down.
15 is going to just miss, unfortunately. So it dodges to the side. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I can do.
Alright. Ooh, the bolter. Do you think, I was gonna say...
I could, yeah, either Signet or Amelia. I mean, Amelia can take it. So,
You think Keller would be mad if I killed his NPC while he wasn't here?
Yes. 100%. Do not do that.
Well, he did hit it the hardest. He probably should have just dodged.
I hit it last.
Yeah, but you didn't hit it as hard as he did. Alright, I'm gonna roll for it. Keep it fair. Keep it fair.
Keep it fair. Do it.
Alright. Alright, let's see. There are 3 targets. I'll roll a d3.
Oliver's like one session away from like retirement.
I was 1 session from retirement. Just as we get our 6th player. Alright, I'll roll a d3 to see who he targets.
Number 2.
Sure, I'll go counterclockwise. Amelia's 1, you're 2, he's 3. Oh, Amelia. Alright, he's going for you.
Like I said.
So
it's fine.
So he's gonna stab at you. 20 will miss, luckily, because of your protection spell.
20 just hit.
I thought your oh, is your AC 20 with it? I see. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, 20 would lance you, unfortunately, doing 15 piercing.
Okay.
Second attack. Oh, Oliver. Oliver, no!
No.
No!
I want all 3 attacks.
You want all? There's only 2 attacks. Oliver could probably survive this. All right, I'll give it to you, Amelia. That's fine. So you took 15. Second attack. Are you running away?
No, I'm just trying to get to my thing so that I can subtract it.
All right.
Because the macro bar is covering it and it won't let me select it.
All right. Oh, and you need to make a concentration check. Oh, are you casting silvery barbs on the second one?
A second level spell, yeah. Use my last spell slot.
Oh, but you took full cover. I don't think you can see him. Because don't you have to see
you're
it?
Right.
Yeah.
Damn it. You're right. Yeah, that might be.
I maintain concentration.
All right. Yeah, so you maintain concentration. So yeah, it would...
Yeah, 24 will hit.
Dab you, Amelia. I feel like I should have attacked Oliver. All right.
No.
All right. So
I'm
19
fine.
piercing.
I'm
Now,
unconscious.
yeah, that's gonna put you down. So
Good.
yeah, the Oaken Bolter will take Amelia down. Yildir.
Right.
She's
No, she's
not
not
dead,
here.
but she is unconscious on the floor.
Okay. No, here. And then... I'm gonna cast Magic Missile as the second level.
All right. Pew, pew, pew.
And deal damage as
Acid
I
again?
guess acid again, yeah.
All right, so you send another 4 missiles. Ooh, not the best roll, unfortunately. 8 damage. That would put it to near death, though. It is very wounded. All right, anything else, Yildir?
Nope.
All right, Signet.
Attack of opportunity only happen if I step away within 5 feet.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. What?
Does attack of opportunity only happen if I step away in 5 feet, or
Yes, if
any
you
move?
leave his threatened area, so you can move around him.
Right, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 15, 20. Okay. I'll save you. Well, I'll try to save you, Amelia.
All right, so Amelia is saved for the time being. Anything else? She is stabilized.
Can I use my bonus action to try and drag her away to safety?
You can grab her as an action. It would be like a grapple. So you can't do that now because you already did spare the dying.
I will just give her cover and wait.
All right. New round. Oliver goes. He says, "You little bastard," and he's gonna swing with his multi-attack. 21 will strike it, and that will bring it down as he crushes it with his sword. He says, "Is Amelia okay?" As the battle ends. Can you heal her? He's looking at you, Signet.
I'm sorry. We'll have to take it down and then get out of here.
Is everyone okay?
Our cleric is down. Oliver would say she took a hit, but looks like she's stable. Do we have a potion or something we can give her?
I'm gonna take a look at my
Clyde.
backpack, but I don't think I do.
I'm sure Clyde has like potions and shit. Because I think he has the dragon vessel, which makes a healing potion once a day or something like that.
Yeah, but he
Although I think
used
he might
that
have
one
used
for
it.
today. Yeah. So he says, well, maybe there's some potions in one of these boxes.
That's the best bet.
All right.
I'd like to go to the box that had the magical presence and just open it.
All right. So you.
Clyde is Ryan's messaging me and saying Clyde can cast Cure Wounds.
Oh, let me check his sheet. Let's see, Clyde, what do you got?
Come on, I have to get up so that I can start carrying boxes to the wagon.
Clyde spells. Yeah, he does have a spell slot left. So I'll say he casts Cure Wounds on you at level 1, doing 5 points of healing, bringing you back up. So you're feeling a little bit better. Yildir, you pop that box open, and there are quite a few things inside, but the magic is coming from a single area where you would see several potions and another interesting item. I'm going to need D20 rolls. Who's here right now? From Signet, Amelia, and actually all three of you, because none of you have gotten a wish list item yet. Signet, Amelia, and Yildir.
Nice.
Alright, and Yildir, I don't think I told you about how I do wish lists yet, right?
No, you did not.
Okay, so if you go to the party section, you can kind of see everyone's characters and posts of like magical items that they want for their characters. You can make yourself a wish list, and there's a chance you'll find that item at random while you're kind of searching through the world. Do you have any items in mind that you'd like to find?
Oh god, that's. I don't know a lot of magic items in general,
Alright.
but I did do. Let's see. There was one item that I thought was interesting. Let's see if I can find it.
Alright, if you want, we can just pass over you this time, and you'll keep your name on the list as not getting one yet, and I can just give it to Signet for this round. Although I don't know if Signet has a wish list either.
Arcane Grimoire. That was one that was interesting to me.
Alright, Arcane Grimoire. Let me see what that is.
It's been a while.
What's your intelligence score?
19.
19?
Yeah.
Arcane Grimoire. Okay, so this one there's a couple of different rarities. Give me a D100 roll.
Got it.
Where's the wish list? Done?
Okay. So... Yeah, so you would see one of the items in there is some sort of magical book, it looks like. Along with a bunch of potions. There are... Here, I'll put it in chat. So that's what you see magical signatures coming from.
I'd like to look at the potions and show them to the party because I don't know what they do, and try to see if one of them could help heal Amelia or me.
So
do you want? If you want, I can steal that pearl from Clyde and cast. Start doing some identify.
Clyde looks at you, he's like,
I can do that as well.
You ain't getting my pearl. I'll identify it. He gives you a stank
I can do
eye.
that so we can double the speed on it. I can also cast identify.
Do you have the pearl you need to cast that? Because that does require
I do not. You're right.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty expensive gem. But Clyde
Right.
says, I can do it. That's fine. But maybe we should,
Let me do that. Take
maybe,
a short rest.
yeah, maybe we should, can someone lock the damn doors so these robots stop coming in here?
Yeah, Oliver, give me a hand. And I want to close the door, stick a couple boxes in front of it,
Okay.
and then lean against them and take a nap.
Attempt to short rest to treat your wounds. Signa, are you coming inside?
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me.
Assuming you don't want to be locked out. Alright.
Is there any loose dirt?
I mean,
Or
there's
stone?
a bunch of dust around, but it's a pretty solid area.
Got it.
Give me a sec to close the door.
Oops.
Okay, so you close the...
I think Clyde's probably going. What Clyde would probably do is he would take all of the magic items, stick them. I don't know if he still has a stuff bag or not, but he would probably take them to identify for later, and he's going to try to get the essences or the mojo or whatever.
The mojo, yeah. So another thing...
out of the stuff.
Yeah, so Yildir, another thing, there are, and I assume, well, do you have knowledge? You said you had knowledge arcana. Do you have proficiency with alchemy or anything like that?
I have not alchemy, no.
Okay, because with alchemy, you can collect essence from certain creatures, but you can also use arcana to do it. So, yeah.
Could I try with arcana?
Yes. So during the rest, I'll say you are attempting to get some essence from these dead things. And the constructs are indeed one creature that has magical essence. So give me arcana checks. Or just one check.
Now, where do I put the wish list?
D4. So under the party section, you're supposed to do a picture of your character, a short description, a list of your skills, and then a wish list at the bottom. I think so far people have only put wish lists, but that's kind of what you're supposed to put. So under the party section of the Discord.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I got
just
26 on arcana.
Okay. And just FYI, you do roll for the rarity of your wish list items, so you probably want at least one of your different wish list rarity types. So uncommon is the lowest rarity you can get. But if you put a common item under there, you can also get that. But generally, yeah, you can get uncommon, rare, very rare, or legendary. So you probably want at least one of each. Just in case you roll really low or really high. But anyway, so with a 26, you would get some essence off of these things. I'll put those in chat.
How many mojos do we get?
Mojos.
It's mojo now.
It's mojo. Fair enough.
Mahjong.
Yes, mahjongs.
So there's the armory golem, the stone defender, and the bolter. So you can use these essences to make components, which can be used to fuel spells, they can be used to fuel rituals, or they can be used to craft magical items.
Got it. And from what I read, it's each one of those is equal to 1 gold piece for a spell.
Yeah, the Majo. I just use Majo instead of GP because it's a little bit less meta.
Got it.
Yeah, you don't want to mix them. I mean, you can
No,
if
I
you're, but yeah, you can. I think.
I'll just add it to my item list.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
the group also has a.
yeah, I think Clyde and Amelia use it to craft magic items and stuff.
Do you have the Majo on there? I'm not seeing it. Maybe you don't. Well, we'll just say he puts it in his inventory for now. You guys can figure that out later. All right, so that takes 10 minutes. Let me make sure I record time passage here. So 10 minutes pass for that.
Yeah, I think Oliver and Amelia are just taking a short rest or attempting a short rest.
Yeah, so far nothing has
Like this
happened.
Or
Let me
depending on who's on watch.
Yeah, let me roll to see if we can pass the hour without issue. Yeah, so the other 50 minutes pass. It is now 3:20. And if you want, you can spend one of your short rests for the day. You get one per proficiency modifier, which is 2 short rests a day at this level.
Got it.
So yeah, go ahead and benefit from a short rest if you want to. If not, you can save it.
And just for the hit dice total, that resets every night.
You get half of them back. So you would get
Half
at
of them
level 4, you would get 2 back on a long rest.
Got it.
Yep.
I think I'll have to use 2. So I can use as many as I'd like, right? But
Yes.
we don't get them back into a long rest. Got it.
But you only get, half of them back on a long rest. I don't know what Oliver's hit dice are.
I'm assuming it's the same as his level, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just seeing if they were listed anywhere, if Keller put them somewhere on the sheet.
I know fighters are usually a D10.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how many he has left. Here, I'll just give him a second wind. Oh, that's not as helpful. All right, 1d10 plus 3. Here we go. Or plus 4, because he's level 4 now. All right, so he gains back 6. And those potions. So you can identify, let's see, in an hour you could identify all of them. So Clyde...
Including the...
Oh, Ryan says it's a
Spellbook?
D8 for Oliver.
D8?
Yep.
Wait, D8 for his second wind?
For his hit dice.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Well, I was more looking for how many he had left. But yeah. All right. So he would. So Clyde would say, "This is a magical book. I don't think it's of much use to him. So he'll just kind of pass it over, I guess, to Yildir, and say, you were pretty good with those spells in that battle. Here, this may be of use to you."
Thank you so much.
And yeah,
You have to improve your cranky old man voice.
You don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. Alright, so yeah, it is a Arcane Grimoire +1, which here I can give you a picture of that.
Got it.
So this is what it is. So you can go ahead and drag that from the compendium into your book, or into your spell sheet, and that'll add it for you.
How do I do that?
You go to the compendium.
Where's the compendium?
Here, I think I can just do
I
it
see
for you. Because I don't...
I still want to learn.
So yeah, if you look it up in the compendium and you have your character sheet open, you can click and drag it from the compendium into your sheet and it'll add it.
The compendium is the little eye.
Little
on the top,
okay.
The eye on,
Yeah.
like where it's on the top where the messages are. Like where the chat
Got it. I see.
Yeah.
Figured it out. Got it. Thank you.
You're smart.
Got it. Perfect.
No,
You're
it's fine.
smart. You're a wizard. You figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like
19.
it looks like you combine the Majo in your sheet there. You can do that, but if you do that, you can't use it as easily for crafting, just to make components. So I don't know if you wanted to do that.
I'd like to keep it in mind just in case if I could have somebody make an artifact for me or whatever. Or hell, I'll share it with people because I didn't kill all these people alone.
All right, so you probably want to put that as just the 3 separate ones, like the
Got it.
the Golem Armory Majo, the Stone Defender Majo, and the Bolter Majo. Because because you need certain types of essence to craft more powerful magical items, and especially the Armory Golem. That's a CR7, so that's a very powerful essence.
So should I keep it in
I think that's
like CR7
that's our new
too?
handbag.
Yeah, so you could just put like a Armory Golem Majo, like parentheses CR7. But also it would probably be easier to put it in the party treasury, which I don't know if you have access to. Here, let me give you the link to that. I think it's in the pins, isn't it? Yeah, so if you look in the pins in the main chat, one of them is for the Heroes of Candle party inventory. If you click on the link there, it should give you access.
I don't understand what you mean by pins.
So if you go to the main chat in the Discord, there's...
Discord. Okay.
Oh, sorry, yeah, in Discord.
Why don't we just make a note of it so that Ryan can do it when he has time? Because he's our party treasurer. And I mean,
I
he is
can just
watching.
do it. I can put them
You
in
can
right
just do
now.
it.
Yeah, sure, I'll
That
do
way,
it.
that way we don't have like multiple people adding and taking away stuff from the party treasury.
Sounds good. How do I?
But you should click the link anyway, just so you can see what's in there.
Got it.
All right, yeah, I'll put it in. Hang on. Copy pasta.
That was in the main chat. Things. Here's party inventory. Okay, I found it. So it's a Google Doc. All right, cool.
Yeah, just because the Google Docs are a little bit easier to edit and view.
Yeah.
So we kind of use those to do a bunch of the party stuff. Okay. I got the Bolter, got the Golem, and the Stone Defender. Actually, the Bolter should be CR5. But anyway, yeah, so you have passed the hour. What does the group want to do?
Oliver, do you mind giving me a hand with these boxes? I think we should start heading... What time is it again?
It is 3:20, I believe.
3:20. I'm pretty much done, personally, for today.
Me too. I'm out.
I think we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
So why don't we load up these boxes and load up anything else we can... Can my plushie Bolter, does he look like he has the strength or like the ability to pull a wagon?
Yeah, I mean, well, what's his strength? Let me see. He's medium sized, so he's like a big thing. He's not like a small creature. Like it's about the size of it's like 4 or 5 feet high. Let me see.
Could I hook up a second wagon to him, or carriage, or whatever? I think it's a wagon.
No,
the
it's
last thing I made.
I believe it is a carriage. Wagon is much bigger. But let me...
A carriage, I think, is used to pull people. We want to pull stuff.
Yeah, so I think it is a wagon. And yeah, he has a strength 12, so I mean he could do okay pulling.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Do I have my thing? Yes, I see you, bud. I can't give you my attention right now. Blessing.
So are we heading out then?
Channel divinity. Yeah, I'm gonna use my channel divinity and spend an hour, and I think it's 100 gold. How much is a wagon?
Let me see. I think that's under. Is that under equipment or what is that under? Let me see.
Vehicles, maybe.
Vehicles. That would make sense. Let me look through the stuff here.
Oh, Ryan says it's 35 gold pieces.
Yeah, I mean I think you made these yesterday, right?
Yeah, I made one yesterday. I want to make a second one.
Okay. So the one
we should have a pack spider because he went back.
I don't. Did you guys buy a pack spider?
We did.
Oh, all right.
Because we went to Last Light. I don't know if it was a pack spider or like it was some kind of like. Oh, Ryan says we have 2 spiders.
All right. Did he buy those? Or do we know who bought them?
It might have been just party treasury.
Oh, okay.
Party money. Yeah, no, we have 2 spiders. I want to make a second wagon in order to carry more stuff.
All right. So I guess who is handling these spiders? Like, which one of you is taking care of them? Does anyone have animal handling or like survival or nature or anything like that? Oliver. Yeah, I guess he's the closest if no one else has that stuff. All right.
I have +4 to animal handling, but
Are you trained in it?
oh no, I'm not. No. Oh, to nature. My bad. Nature.
Yeah,
All right.
we're city folk.
We're all city folk.
Yeah,
Oliver is all right. I'll add them to Oliver's inventory then, just so I know one of you has them. Is taking care of them. I mean. Let's see. Spiders. Okay.
But yeah, no, if anybody has like 35 gold pieces that I could use, or 35 gold pieces worth of metal that I could, or material that I could make another wagon.
I don't even. Nothing close.
I do. I don't.
You got 35?
Yeah, so I'll say yeah, if you have 35, I'll say there is like a bunch of old wooden stuff in the dungeon. You can use the gold and the wood to fashion a wagon with your magic.
I have 120 old Devon coins.
Oh, perfect.
So you want 35 of those.
This is the most disorganized party inventory I've ever seen. I don't know what any of this means.
I don't need the wood. I don't need the wood if I have the coins. But
okay, I'll hand you 35 old Devon coins.
Yeah, either way, I'm gonna spend an hour to build that outside, and then I think we'll spend like kind of like the rest of the day just like loading up everything that can fit in the 2 carts. So like all of the boxes. I think there was like a desk. I think there was a desk. Did we get all of the bookshelves?
We did, I believe.
I thought we
No,
had
the
book-
bookshelves haven't been touched yet. Those still have all the crystals on them. I think you got
Okay.
the... I don't know, where'd you put this stuff? Yeah, I don't see anything about any of that in the inventory here.
Okay, so yeah, no, we're just gonna like using the 2 carts. Both the spiders can pull 4,200 pounds.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much. I don't know how much Good Boy can pull.
Well,
But
yeah, he probably can't pull nearly as much as the spiders because they're I know mules can carry or pull basically double their weight, which is what these spiders do. Is they're basically like spider mules.
yeah,
Yeah, I think because yesterday you took a bunch of stuff, right?
yeah, no, I'm trying to remember what exactly we took. Like I know we I thought we like.
You didn't put it on
I
any
thought
of
it
the
was-
inventories, it looks like.
thought
I
it was the
we
bookcases.
no, it wasn't. It was pieces of
Oh no, it was
ornament.
you're right. It was the robots that we took.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I thought you took the bed and the dresser as well.
Yeah,
But I
we
don't
took
see
those.
it anywhere on the inventory. Okay. Well, we
No, but I do
can...
remember that.
We can...
I see the bookshelf on this right here. B and B27 and B28.
Oh, okay, there it is. Gotcha. Thank you, Good Eyes. I completely... That's down there. Okay. It's just stuff all over the place.
Yeah, this is wild.
Leave it, Ryan. Leave it. Ryan has a system.
No, he doesn't. I choose
Yes,
to
he does.
disbelieve that. I think his system is terrible.
He messaged me.
I hate his
Tell-
system. I'm
him
gonna
not to
cranky
touch
old
my
gnome
stuff.
him. No, I can touch whatever stuff I want. Do what I
No.
want.
Don't touch it. He
All
has
right.
a system. Leave it be.
All right.
But yeah, no, like we'll take the work. I think there was like the workbench, the plus whatever the magical workbenches. So we'll take those. If we can load it, yeah, pretty much loading up all of the boxes, the workbenches. I think are already loaded up, and the bookcases.
So the bookcases, probably, if you take those, that'll make all these. It'll take a long time because you'll have to get all the crystals off, and it will make the library unusable for a time being. I think your plan was to leave those for the Dusk Melody people, because that's they hired you to get that stuff.
We're
Yeah.
leaving the crystals for the Dusk Melody people. We're taking the bookcases.
Yeah,
we're
but
collecting the bookcases after
after they get the stuff cataloged.
Can we just like move them onto the floor and take the bookshelf?
So Yildir would probably, they rather not do that because that'll disorganize
Yeah.
everything. So that would be, probably Yildir and Signet would probably just rather, like, you just leave the bookshelves.
for now at least.
We can get
Yeah.
them some other time.
But you could take all the other stuff.
We can even make a note that the bookshelves belong to yourself.
Yeah. So for today, you took the magical laboratory stuff.
Yes.
And that would probably be most of the room on your wagon, because that is a lot of stuff. For your 2 wagons, I mean. So we could
Because
say
I want to take all these boxes too.
Oh, all the equipment? Let's see.
Because I want to do the laboratory and I want to do the boxes.
Okay, I'll say you can take half of those today, because there's a bunch of them. So I'll get rid of half of them.
And that's on 2 wagons?
Yeah. So here, I'll take
So-
off half of that stuff.
So we'll carry on with the two. We'll carry on. Is that us going home?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Is that us heading home?
Yeah, I think you're attempting to leave the dungeon for the day, and let me make sure you get out okay. Yeah.
Is there in the equipment that we found, was there like a lock and chain?
There may have been a chain. There probably wasn't a lock.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, you get the stuff out of here, moving it all to the entrance and onto your wagon. Luckily, none of the constructs, if there are any more, because you've pretty much cleared most of the halls. If there are more constructs, you don't bump into them. And you are back in the overworld map. So you're going to head back home or back to Candle?
No, we're gonna head back to Last Light. Because there's still stuff in that cave that we want.
Can we carry any more, or are we full?
With the wagons, you're pretty much full at this point with the two wagons because they have a bunch of lab equipment and like all these crates. Alright, so you're heading back to Last Light. I need a survival check from up to 2 of you for the trip.
Oliver and Signet.
Oliver can take 1, and yeah, go ahead, Signet, you can roll 1. Let's see,
Ooh.
Oliver. 5. Let's see how Oliver does. Oliver. Survival. His survival is not much better than yours. Oh, all right. Well, let's see.
We've traversed this path a few times.
Oliver's scratching his head. He's like, "Wait, was it this cave or this one? I think we went the wrong way, guys." So it takes you a little bit longer as you get a little lost. Give me another set of survival checks. Let's see how lost you get.
Here, can I do it with Oliver?
Any 2 people. So Oliver will do 1. I think Signet should probably. Oh, apparently you are on it.
No, I'm at disadvantage.
Oh, right, because you were.
I've got like 3 levels of exhaustion.
Oh no! All right, so you guys are having some issues here.
Oh god.
You're this couple hour trip is now going on 6 hours. Like, wait, where are we? Shit. Give me another set of rolls. Again, up to 2 of you. I assume Oliver will be 1.
Yeah.
5 plus 0, but I mean, I can try.
Oh, Signet's on it.
That's good. All right.
All right, so finally Signet is like, where are you guys taking us? And he manages to steer you back to Last Light. Luckily, there was no encounters in the caves, and you get back at around... Where did my calendar go? It's right in the center of the screen. That makes sense. You get back around 9 in the evening, reaching the small farming community of Last Light. So the guards are happy to see you. They tell you things have been quiet. No attacks still. The gnolls are seemingly either gone or maybe, hopefully gone, but maybe hiding. In either case, things have been, nice and quiet here. So yeah, it's evening time. What do you all want to do? Do you want to sleep for the evening? Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to sleep.
I think we're all pretty tired.
And make sure to spend at least I think it's like an hour working on copying over my spell book to the grimoire.
Yeah, so it takes, I think it's, what is it, like 1 hour per spell level or something?
Wait. But I have...
What are you trying to do exactly?
If necessary... it's at the bottom paragraph of this Awakened spellbook. I was under the impression that I had to
Let me see.
swap all my spells over to the Arcane Grimoire. If that's not true, then I don't have to do this, but...
Which year? Yes. Place the book or... So the Grimoire can be used as a spellbook. It's a standard 100-page spellbook, but you don't have to use it as a spellbook to get the bonus. You just have to use it as a focus. So I think you have to have it in one of your hands like you would a focus. But you don't have to put the spells into it for them to get the bonus. So you already have a... Or go ahead.
Might as well, since it's always, you might as well, because it's probably a good idea to have an extra copy of your spellbook anyways. But I don't know if Raven, you're into destroying spellbooks or not, but it's...
It can... I mean, it can certainly happen. I don't know if I'm into it. It's not like my favorite thing to do or anything, but I mean...
Also, it does say...
If you're the type of DM who, like, will destroy a wizard spellbook in, for whatever reason.
Yeah, like I said, it could happen, so having a backup spellbook isn't a bad thing. What's this? I don't understand what this means, though. If necessary, you can replace the book over the course of a short rest. Is there a wizard's quill ability that you have?
This is under the Awakened spellbook.
Oh, okay. You can magically create the quill. Has the following: quill doesn't require ink. Okay. Copy a spell.
And it's not copying and like creating a copy. It is creating a copy, and the old book loses all of its spells.
So okay, so to scribe spells as a wizard, the quill doesn't let you automatically scribe spells. It doesn't require ink to write, but I think you still have to have magical ink to scribe spells. Because I think I had this conversation with a different wizard about the wizard's quill, or wizardly quill.
But it doesn't require any ink.
Yeah. But I think any normal ink, but I think to scribe wizard spells, you still do need the magical ink. We don't have to figure this out now. We can talk about this later. But if you... So you want to move your spells from your normal spellbook to this Arcane Grimoire?
Yeah, I don't want to have to carry two books at the same time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's put a pin in that, and we can talk about that.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're passing the evening in this town.
Yeah, I think the plan is, I think our plan should be taking a long rest here and then going back to Candle.
Okay. So Keller says he might be able to sell the equipment we found to one of his contacts in Candle to get us some extra money.
Okay, I think we'll worry about that next week.
And he says it is Empire property though. So this, if the Empire finds out we did this, whoever stuff this is, they might get pissed if they found out it was us. I don't know how much we care about that, he says.
I mean, do they, like, individual items have the Empire sigil, or is it just the boxes?
Says the boxes do, and as far as I can tell, the stuff isn't marked. It's just if word gets out, he says. Like if someone says, like, "Oh, there were these magic or these crates with the with the sigils, and then like yeah, someone finds out. He says, I don't know how likely it is. He says, I just thought I'd mention it because technically this is
Can
Can
you
can we not like just scratch it out or burn off the sigil?
says I guess that's possible. Yeah. Yeah. There's always a chance someone might recognize the stuff. I don't know. I just thought I'd mention it because people do know we were exploring this place, so they might put two and two together if they go there and find the stuff is missing, and ask around. He says it's a common problem you run into when fencing stolen goods.
Yeah. DM, is this something that we can deal with next week once we have like the whole group deciding on what we're gonna do with our stuff?
You can deal with it whenever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, if we could maybe hold off until the rest of the
All right.
group comes.
So what do we want to do now then?
I don't want the responsibility of making a decision.
Okay. He says, "Well, we can store it here for now." Keller says. I mean, they have some room at the farm. So
Yeah, because it sounds like some of those items would be really useful.
he nods. What about the laboratory stuff? Are we just storing all this at Last Light for now?
No, the laboratory is coming home with us, and I think as well as the robots and the bed and the wardrobe, if possible. I think Clyde wants those.
All right, but I mean, for now, he says we're storing it at the farm. I assume because we're not going back to Candle yet.
We're gonna. Did we spend the night?
Yes. So the night did pass. So you guys can long rest.
Okay.
You all should be fully healed.
Yeah, I think the plan. Well, I've still got 2 levels of exhaustion.
I'll be right back.
Oh.
It might be worth. I'm thinking it might be worth going back to Candle for a little bit.
Oh, heading back now?
Yeah, like I'm thinking just taking a long rest at Last Light, dropping off some stuff, picking up the stuff that we left, and then going back to Candle was kind of. I got talked some sense into me because I had 3 levels of exhaustion. I'm down to 2. Like my speed is still halved.
Oh, and what are you gonna tell your contact, Signet, or did he step away?
He stepped away.
Oh, all right. So you do have your contact here, Furhall, who is going to be asking, like, can we, so I guess he'd go to both of you, to Signet and, Yildir. He says, so are we good to start getting those crystals? Can we send our people to start, cataloging and getting them out of there?
For sure, yeah. For the most part, we took care of most of the elementals in the hallways, so they did. I barely helped, but and we should do that and get on it. If you need my help, let me know.
He says, well, you're certainly welcome to join us. I mean, I know that you expressed interest in looking at some of this information as well.
Of course.
What about, well, I guess Signet, you stepped away. But so instead of going to the city with them, you're going to go look at some of these crystals along with the Dusk Melody?
Yeah, presuming we did get a long rest, because I am not looking great.
Yeah, no, everyone got a long rest. This is the morning after. So it is now the... Let me grab the calendar. It is now the 26th of winter at 7:30 a.m. So it's the morning after.
Sure, I'm back. What did I miss?
Your contact showed up and was asking about going to get the crystals now. And Yildir said it was okay at this point. What would you say?
I would say yes, but I say we go with him just to make sure we've got all the golden. I think we got them all. What do you think, Amelia?
Sorry?
Do you think we got all the golems? Think it's safe for them to go?
Not all of them. There's still one. I think there's still one more in that far room. But you can start kind of collecting the stuff kind of in the front rooms.
Yeah.
All right.
Just be careful.
So we'll stay to the edges of the place and not venture deeper. Is that what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay close to the entrance. I'd say collect as much of the get the crystals that you need out of there as quickly as possible.
And
Let's go first.
you all said you wish to keep the bookshelves. Was that right?
Yeah, pretty much. We pretty much want everything in there that's not the crystals.
All right. How much did they say they were paying you? Where is that?
50 gold pieces each.
So he says,
Not a lot.
how about if I up it to 100 gold pieces each? Do you think we could have those bookshelves? Because we'd be very interested in getting some of those ancient elven bookshelves.
No, I think we really want the bookshelves.
How about half the bookshelves?
No, I think we want the bookshelves.
Says
Why do you want the bookshelves?
I have
Because
no
wood
idea.
is expensive down here.
Well, shroomwood
wood.
shroomwood isn't that expensive. Real wood is
And those
expensive.
are real wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are real wood.
'Cause
So we want those.
There are no trees in the caves. Piece of them. Give me a persuasion check. Any of the three of you that have been talking.
I mean, can Ondal do it?
Sure. Amdal says, you know,
Someone
these bookshelves, they're pretty valuable. I think you'd have to sweeten the pot a bit. He'll use his skills. What's his check? And anyone else who's talking can make a roll, just in case you roll better. Let's see, Amdal. Persuasion.
I would like to make an investigation check to see if I could think of what they're worth. Does that work?
Sure. So with your knowledge of the kind of like historical artifacts, an old bookshelf like this, you could probably get between probably 10 and 20 gold pieces each.
I would
Which
share
is,
that with the group and be like, hey, I
A
think
good
that
amount for a normal bookshelf.
It is, but I think that the smell of these offer is way more enticing, and I'd like to share that information.
Well, actually, I'll say, being that these are historical, you could get up to 30 gold pieces per
Up
bookshelf.
to 30.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're offering us 50 per.
They're
50
offering
total.
you 50 gold pieces each extra, because the original contract was 50 gold pieces per person, so they're going to give you 100 gold pieces per person instead of the original 50.
And how many
DM,
bookshelves were there?
DM, Ryan is saying that you said that the bookshelves were about 50 each last time.
I think that's what you guys rolled for what you thought they were worth, yeah. So yeah, maybe your estimate yield here is a little bit lower. You'd put them more around 30. But let me see. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 21 bookshelves. So there's quite a few bookshelves. It's a large library.
That's huge.
But you also have to find someone who wants to actually buy them at that price, which is the more challenging thing. Like, there's probably no one in Candle, other than Dusk's Melody. Like, they might want to buy them, but no one else there is going to pay, like, 50 gold pieces per bookshelf. It's unlikely, anyway. They'd be harder to sell for that price. So, yeah, the guy says, let's see, what did you guys roll for persuasion? 13. He says, all right, look, You say there are 21 bookshelves. Why don't we'll take a look at them and maybe give you a fair price while we're there cataloging. How does that sound?
I mean, the original deal was that we got whatever we wanted in there as long as we didn't get the, like, except for the crystals.
He says, yeah,
We
I'm offering
That was
to buy them, he says. So I would maybe take them off your hands for a price. But let me, when I bring my people to look at the crystals, we can assess them and maybe give you a fair price. So we'll get back to you. Because if you want to just keep them, he says, then that's fine. I'm by no means trying to strong arm them from you. I just, it might be nice to get them for our collection. But yeah, we'll take a look and get back to you.
Very well.
Okay. So the two of you are going to go help them catalog, and the rest of you are heading back to Candle?
Yeah.
I thought the group was going back to get the last of the golems for that last room.
That was the original thought, but then I realized that I had 3 levels of exhaustion and don't really feel like fighting robots again.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And plus, like, apparently we can't apparently we can't touch the crystals to get them to get the bookshelves. So there's no point in us going back.
I understand. Fair enough. We've done our 50 goals worth then.
We're not done there. Like there's still a few more robots there. Like we're not going back. Like we're definitely going back and finishing it off, but I just Amelia can't handle another trip.
Fair enough, Amelia.
All right. So yeah, Amelia is staying. Well, are you going back to Candle, or are you just waiting in Last Light?
No, I'm gonna go back to Candle because I want to do some downtime projects.
Okay, so I'll say she's heading back. Yeah.
I'll probably go back for about a week.
While the other two of you are going to head there and help them catalog. So we're splitting up a little for the time being. Putting Amelia back at Candle.
Amelia, Ondal, Teller, and I think Clyde are all gonna come.
Yeah, so I can pass a few days. That's fine. So a couple of you, or the two of you, the ones from Dusk Melody, are going to spend your time helping catalog this library while the others are going to do some downtime at Candle, I believe. So it's probably going to be several days. What sort of projects do you all want to work on? I assume...
I know.
Yeah.
I think I want to spend at least a week there, like a week of downtime.
Yeah.
Otto, stop it. And I want to spend that week to finish off my +1 shield. And then Clyde messaged me and said that he wants to finish the armor.
All right. Well, let me do our 2 scholars first, because I don't think it's going to take them a week to do what they want to do. So let me.
I would like to learn another language.
Okay. While you're helping them catalog at the library.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Ildir? What do you want to do for?
I'm looking for anything that has any regards to time, time magic, and I'm looking for just spells in general, spell scrolls if I can find, or looking to study and hone my craft.
Okay. While you're helping them catalog and get all these crystals out.
Yep.
Okay. So let's see. So I'm guessing you're doing research. Are you familiar with the rules for downtime?
I am not.
So there's a lot of different things you can do, and you don't only have to do the stuff in here. This is just kind of examples of the type of stuff you can do. It's just kind of using resources over a long period of time to improve your character. So
Got it. I did see this in the book. I'll read up a little bit more on it.
yeah, it's kind of like alternate Xanathar rules. Like there are a bunch of rules in the DMG, but Xanathar has expanded on it a bunch.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I'll start with Ildir and Signet at the library. So you're spending your time here. There are a bunch of scholars with you and a couple of bodyguards, though the bodyguards don't seem nearly as skilled as your allies, Amelia and Oliver and the rest of your people. These just seem like mercenaries they hired that, yeah, probably couldn't do very good against the constructs. They're not giving you as much faith in your protection, but it does seem like most of the constructs have been destroyed at this point.
Did they give us the 50 gold?
Yeah, so they would pay you each the initial 50 gold promise. So you guys can each add 50 gold pieces to your sheets.
That applies to me as well.
Yes.
Even though I wasn't part of the original deal.
Yeah, well, they were paying you to help catalog and do a bunch of other stuff, which we'll just say is the 50 gold pieces.
And I was wondering, actually, I didn't want to mention this at the beginning, but how much was I starting with gold piece-wise? Because I had 10 on my sheet, but I just wanted to make sure that was right.
So you get the starting equipment plus 100 gold pieces at level 4.
Got it.
So you would have another 100. If you wanted to get, like, say, a pearl for your identify, you could have spent the 100 on that, or pretty much whatever you wanted. So if you want to spend that 100 on something now, you could say you did that, or just keep it as 100. It's up to you.
Okay.
Signet, you are trying to learn a language, you said? Deep speech?
Yes, I know already, common, draconic, dwarfish, elvish, no undercommon.
Okay.
I don't know if deep speech would be a useful one in this world.
I mean, it's a more obscure language among the humanoids, but there are definitely denizens of the deep that speak deep speech, so it could be useful.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Awesome. So yeah, I'd like to learn deep speech.
Have you put any time into this yet?
I'm doing the 2 weeks we took.
Oh, you did put. So you put 10 days into it?
Currently, yes.
Wait, did you take 2 weeks of downtime already?
I thought you said we did.
Do you have a project for this already?
I'm confused. I thought we went back and we took 2 weeks rest while we cataloged everything.
Oh, well, no, we haven't done that yet. We're doing that now.
Right. Okay. So that's
Yeah.
that would be my 2 weeks spent.
So it's probably not going to be 2 weeks. What's your intelligence modifier?
My intelligence was 0, 11.
Okay. So you should see in the Heroes of Candle sheet, there's a section called downtime activity.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make a section there for yourself for learning deep speech. It's going to take you. Let me see.
Where is it, sorry?
On the sheet, one of the tabs should be downtime activity projects. On the Heroes of Candle, the Google Doc. Do you see it?
Yours. Did it end in roll 20?
No, it's not on Roll20. It's the Google Doc.
Oh, right.
Do you have access to that?
No. I don't think so.
So if you go to the main chat in the Discord, do you know how pins work for Discord?
Yeah.
One of the pins Yeah, so make sure you have access to that.
Right, okay.
And there should be a tab called Downtime Activity Projects.
Okay.
Do you see that?
And not yet, I'm looking.
It's the last tab.
Here we are. Got it. Yeah.
So, yeah, you can put one for yourself called Learning Deep Speech. It takes 50 days and it costs 25 gold pieces. Well, it would be 5 gold pieces a day to learn.
Okay.
So, you're going to be here for 3 days. So you can spend 15 gold pieces and put 3 days towards that.
Okay.
And then, yeah, you just mark that it's 3 of 50. So we'll say, yeah, one of the people here is teaching you as you're cataloging. Amelia,
Okay.
you can put 3 days towards your project.
I think I wanted to spend a week here.
Yeah, it's just we're passing 3 days first, then something might happen. So just put 3 days for now. And Eeldir, you said you wanted to do research on something?
Yes.
And that was on time magic, right? This is for your background?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I really need one more day for my +1 shield. Can we just have 4?
Possibly. I have to make a roll because something might happen.
Oh.
You'll
Yeah.
probably be fine.
I'm gonna keep you.
I just need one more day.
I'm gonna keep you in
Yeah,
suspense.
you'll get that.
Keep you in suspense. For
We're
that.
gonna get destroyed by 8 golems.
Yeah. Suddenly the town is attacked by golems.
Definitely.
So, let's see. So you're trying to find lore on time magic. So for researching, for these 3 days, it's going to cost you 50 gold pieces for the project. Do you want to put 50 gold towards this?
Yes.
Okay, so for the resources for your research. Okay, so you can put a project there as well for yourself in the sheet. You could just call it like researching time magic or something. It will take you 5 days to complete, but you, yeah, so you're 3 days into this. You two can also talk during this time, probably learning more about each other.
Yeah.
You and Signet.
Yeah, I'd share about the fact that I'm researching to try to figure out how to bring back my my dead partner and the child that she was with at that time.
Actually, I'm researching the Lost Kingdoms, the first and second kingdoms that were here. They've all been forgotten.
Cool.
All right, so you two discuss that. Is Amelia doing anything else in town while she's working on her shield?
No, not really.
And you also brought all the desks and everything back to Candle?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's setting those up in her workshop, making
Okay.
that pointed.
Gotcha. So
Clyde's not here to argue it.
Clyde's arguing in spirit. We'll say he's arguing from the background.
He can argue in the background.
Yeah.
But I'm here.
You are here.
That's
So
what he gets for taking a sick day.
yeah. So it would also cost you each a gold piece for your expenses for those 3 days.
Yeah, I've been living comfortably. Like I've been doing.
Oh,
music.
comfortably. Okay, so it might
Yeah.
cost you a little more.
So what, 21?
Here, I'll give you
For free,
the.
it's It's 6.
Yeah, so if you're doing comfortable, it would be 6, yeah.
So
you
61
said-
minus 6. I hate math.
Yeah, so that chart, depending on how you want to live, modest is the base. So I'm assuming everyone's living modest unless they say they want to live more. So go ahead and just minus 3 gold pieces for those 3 days. Dusk's Melody would get pretty much all of the crystals cataloged. There are a couple of sealed rooms that they don't go in. Because they can't because the rooms are collapsed. But let's see how many bookcases.
Would you say that is loose rubble? Loose stone?
No, it's like boulders. Like
Okay. It's worth a shot.
yeah, you'd probably need the spell Stone Shape to get through this one over here. The last library area is pretty heavily sealed off by boulders that collapsed it. But they would get the other ones. So let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 18 bookcases that you guys get through. Yeah. So they get all the crystals out of there. You guys get them all cataloged. You're paid for your time. And they say, we would like to get the last library, but we would have to bring in some excavators to get that open. Still, that's not something you all need to worry about. And they thank you for your work.
You use your mold stone to move that rock into a doorway.
I asked, and I don't think it'll work. It just won't work. It's too big.
Yeah, basically, from my understanding, Mold Earth is almost like a magical shovel that you can use to move aside like smaller things really quickly.
Oh, I know.
It's
It's just Signet asking.
Yeah, I figured.
I mean, you can link it again. I could take another look at it, but that was my understanding of it.
Let's try.
Let's
I hope
see.
so.
So in a target area of loose earth, you can instantaneously excavate. You cause shapes, colors to appear on dirt or stone. Dirt or stone you target.
Just as a point, we haven't cleared that area out, and there's like 2 vultures in there.
In the vents? Or what do you mean?
In the rubble part.
Yes, but they can't get in there, so they
Okay.
yeah, that's the one they would have to crawl through the vents, so they're not going in there.
And there should also be a bolter in like this in the front room.
I
too.
also could just Misty Step in there.
Yeah.
Maybe I could try, but I don't.
So
maybe it's within sight.
You probably
Yeah.
don't want to go in there right now.
yeah, there are constructs still in there.
And also I have to see the place. So
Yeah. That's okay. He says if you are able to clear that out later before we can get excavators in, we would probably pay you for getting us more crystals. I can't give you numbers right now on what we would reward you with, but we can discuss that later if you manage to clear it out. Were there any other things in this dungeon complex that might be of value to Dusk's Melody?
would I've seen anything?
From what
I
you,
see.
yeah, I think he
I
was
see
more
some-
asking like Signet because he,
Oh, okay.
I seen
Got it.
some old books that were springing back. Something ancient.
oh, where are those?
They were in a couple of the libraries. One was down by the set in some of the old rooms that we've seen. You mentioned some old books that were some were destroyed, some were damaged. The damaged ones could be restored, I believe.
Says, all right. Well, if you or any of your people have them on you, you should come and see us. We'd be willing to purchase them off of you, most likely. We're very interested in things from the old empires, cycles long past. And I know that kind of stuff can be hard to sell, generally speaking. But if you find any more of it, we would be happy to take it off your hands. As for the bookcases, we would offer you 30 gold pieces per bookcase if you would be interested in selling those to us.
How many were there again?
There were
150, 180, you said, actually.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hang
6?
on. No, there's a bunch of them.
I was like,
You said
that doesn't
18,
sound right.
I think. You said
I heard 2
18.
different numbers. I heard 23 and 18, so I was confused.
I should just write this down. I have to keep counting. So, not counting the ones in the room you couldn't get to because it's collapsed, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 18. There are 18 in rooms that you have access to.
So that's a total of 540 gold. What do you think, Signet?
It's not up to me, it's the group. They were promised the content except for the crystals. It's up to them if they want to sell them.
So, yeah.
I see
It is,
we'd have to ask Amelia and Taylor.
yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, for now, we'll leave them here. And if they are interested, you should let us know.
Alright.
Okay, we will. I'll let you guys know.
Okay. So you head back to Last Light along with your excavators. When you get there, it seems like something has happened. The guards seem a bit out of sorts, and there's a lot of nervous... it seems like there's a lot of people nervous. I'll say that. One of the...
Can we roll,
Go ahead.
can we roll perceptions?
Can we?
Yeah, sure, if you want. Do you want to go
I'll
talk
do
to one of them,
investigation.
or? Sure. So you start. I'll say you start asking around. It seems that one of their scouts has uncovered a knoll camp. They had thought that they were all gone, but there's a pretty large knoll camp nearby, and apparently another group of scouts has gone missing.
Alright.
So he says, yeah, we thought they were gone, but it looks like they're back, and we've got people missing. We've sent word to Yuri and Candle, because she's back there now, but I'm guessing that you and your friends, the heroes, as they call you, might be willing to help us with this.
Yes, I can try and negotiate peace talks with the gnolls.
He says that would come in handy if they're willing to talk. I worry they may have taken some of our people, though, and they could be in danger.
If they're already
Yeah,
acting
that'll-
aggressively, peace talks might be risky.
He nods. He says, I'd agree.
Peace is always worth the risk.
Well, not if we lose more people, he says. But,
And we can't lose you.
yeah.
I will select the group and we'll try for peace talks. If not,
He says, well, whatever you do, try to be quick, because we are missing people and we don't know how much time we have. I'm guessing you're gonna go back to Candle and talk to your people.
yeah.
He nods and he says that's probably a good idea. Yeah,
let's do it.
All right, so your contact will say, this seems serious. I will leave you to whatever you need to do. Remember our offer if you want to sell us the bookcases and anything else historically valuable. We as well are going to return to Candle with all these crystals. All right, so the
Wish you the
group...
best.
He nods. He says, yes, and thank you for all you've done to help us. All right.
Anytime.
So the group is heading back to Candle. Amelia's already there. But
gonna head straight for Amelia's room. Are you in your shop, Amelia?
well, hang on. We have to get to Candle first. So I'll say, Amelia, that is the 4th day them getting to Candle, so you would complete your shield project. Are you there? Did we lose Amelia? Maybe she stepped away. All right. Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe she's using the restroom or something. So you guys would be traveling for the day. It is now the 27th of winter as you return to Candle to get in touch with your allies. Coming in through the large gate along with a bunch of caravan guards and Dawn or Dusk's Melody, you all kind of go your separate ways. Or at least they do. You two are now kind of working together. Yeah, I don't know where Amelia went. Yeah, let me message her.
Sorry, I got like a phone call like right when you guys started talking to me.
Oh, no worries. So,
Yeah.
no.
Where's the place to return? Where's Amelia? The place called Amelia. Sorry. Is it not?
Amelia is in the market.
So
Yeah. What's the place?
I don't
What's the
know.
place called?
I don't know if you heard, Amelia, but you finished your shield. You got that one
Awesome.
extra day. So you have finished your shield +1, so you can go ahead and add that to your inventory and delete it from your projects.
Yay.
Or I'll just delete it. That's
What's
fine.
what's the place called that Amelia is for the notes?
Her shop?
No, the city.
Oh, Candlehome. This is like your main base. Yeah, Candlehome is the main settlement where you all come from. So, yeah, what do you all want to do? I'm guessing.
I'm heading to Amelia.
All right, so Amelia,
we've got news.
What's up?
We've been told that gnolls have appeared again, and the group has gone missing. We're getting offered to find them for the rescue mission.
More Noel?
More gnolls, yes.
and I'll
Are you
say
there?
Yildir is with you as well. The two of you are still together.
Yep.
Awesome. Great. I just, I fully recovered from the library. Did you see my fancy new shield?
Ooh, let's have a look.
Have a look. Isn't it shiny?
Oh, it's very shiny. Is that for you? Is that for you, or are you selling?
Oh, no, this is for me.
Right. Speaking of selling, actually, the Dutch Melody are offering us 30 gold pieces for each bookshelf.
That's
What's
still
this?
quite. That's not something that. That's something that I think we'll have to discuss as a group.
That I agree with.
But in the meantime, I think we should definitely check out these gnolls. Like that sounds extremely important.
Did the guy tell me where the gnolls were located last, or did it at the guard?
So the guards said that their scouts had the location of the Gnoll base. So he didn't. Well, I guess if you asked him, he could have given you the coordinates. But it's not near Candle. It's near Last Light.
So we'll have to. I think we'll have to go to the guard. I was stupid. I mean, I forgot to ask where they were. We should head to the guard camp and ask. Who knows? I'd like to try to talk peace with the gnolls.
Oh, I don't know about that. Like, we you see, the issue is that it's not a we've already taken out a lot of their ranks, so I doubt they're going to be interested in peace talks.
Well,
Also they're at war with the Dosha's clan, our friend.
well, I mean, when you think about this,
I
right?
mean,
Their numbers are low. They're hurt. He's could right now be bought at a bargain price if we're careful.
you're welcome to try. I'm not going to stop you, but it's not something that I think the group is going to be willing to risk their life for.
Well, I'm willing to risk it. If the group are willing to let me try on my own.
Yeah, you go for it, man.
I
Do you
said
know
peace is always
how?
better. You know?
Do you know how long the scouts were? How long ago the scouts were taken?
I think it was very recently.
Oliver would chime in at this point. He says, "Well, peace is all well and good, but if we try to talk to them, we'll be giving away any type of sneak attack advantage, and if they don't want to talk, then we're putting ourselves in danger."
I mean,
No.
realistically,
And actually,
though, Oliver, when have we ever gotten sneak attack? Like, whenever have we ever been able to sneak up on them?
says, I suppose that's fair. We're not a very sneaky group. Also, it looks like that Yildir guy is still with you. Hey, man, how's it going?
It's going good.
He says,
welcome.
Are
welcome
you,
to, Scandal.
Thank you.
He says, are you,
I live here too, but...
Oh, you live here?
Yeah.
Where do you live? I don't think I've seen you around town. Have I seen him around town?
So this is this is a fairly large settlement. There's a lot of people here. It's unlike.
Amelia.
Give me an intelligence check. See if you remember seeing him at the market at some point. Oh, but that's right, you're a Vidalcan, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you probably would have seen him, because, he's probably the only one of his kind in this settlement. You don't know him at all, like, you probably haven't spoken to him, but yeah, you've probably seen him before, now that you think about it.
Oh, yeah. You're the guy who, you spend a lot of time over at the bookstore, eh? Over at
every day, all day.
So, are you planning to continue to work with us then? Oliver says as he kind of crosses his arms.
If y'all have me, I would love to be helpful.
Sure. Those spells were pretty useful there.
Thank you.
He says, what sort of demands do you have? Like, do you want payment for this, or how's that going to work?
I'm to survive, but I'm not greedy of it by any means. As long as we could split what we've earned equally, I am more than happy with that.
Oliver sort of looks to Amelia. He says, I suppose that's fair. You did get a magical book out of your last journey with us, so I feel like you've already gotten quite a bit.
I am quite thankful.
I don't know. What do you think? You think we need another wizard?
Hey, I say add him to the list.
No spellcaster's playing with me.
Says, well, all right. I guess more spellcasters then. He just shrugs. He says, all right, so
I'll pat Oliver on the shoulder and say, it's okay, bud, I got your back.
He nods. So what's the plan? Are we going after these gnolls? Are we going for peace, or are we just going to attack them? What are we thinking?
I'm going to try for peace.
Yeah, it sounds like Siggy. It sounds like Siggy here wants to be bait. Wants to go in.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
As an appetizer.
Well, I still think it's a bad idea, but I mean, if you want to try, I guess I'll back you. Do we have any information on how many there are, or what sort of defenses this base has?
I mentioned it was a large encampment. We did not get any specifics.
All right.
It'd be best to ask the scouts that didn't get captured.
Did they? I thought they all did.
Yeah, we'll probably have to go back to last flight to find out more information.
They said one group got captured.
So yeah, one group went missing. They had a group of scouts go missing, and another group found the base. So they just assumed that the scouts went missing. It may have been because of the gnolls. They don't know for sure. But yeah, they would have said that they don't know much about their numbers because the base was there were like walls up, so they didn't know what was going on inside. They just know the location of it. It's like basically one of the caves was kind of blocked off and had gnoll guards, is what they would have told you. So they assumed it was one of the cultist bases.
Well, I think Clyde could use one more day here in Candle.
Oliver says, another day? These guys got captured. I don't know. Should we wait that long? I feel like we should get going. It's going to take us 8 hours just to get back there.
I think this is urgent.
But we can discuss that because we're actually pretty close to time. Why don't we do MVP votes? We can wrap for the evening. Or day or morning, depending on your time zone. So at the end of each game, we do a whisper to... Everyone whispers to me with their vote for MVP, and the winner would get a story point. So, do you know how to whisper in Roll20?
No.
It's basically this without the parentheses. Alright, I got one vote.
So, I'll do DM Raven.
It's /W space GM space the name of who you want to vote for. And you can't vote for yourself.
Got it. I figured.
Alright, so Yildir, you are the MVP with 2 votes. So you get a story point, which you can use to alter the game in some way. You can spend those to get stuff. Or you can spend them to gain inspiration, although you do start with inspiration. So story point is... do you know how inspiration works?
I do not.
So if you look at your sheet, there is a... Let's see, where is it?
Little box.
Yeah,
there's
yeah, so there's a little box, and you start inspired, so your little box should be clicked. You can spend that to gain advantage on any roll.
Got it.
And
okay.
I also have a resource called Story Points. You can have up to 10 of those.
Yep,
okay, so you read about those, right?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, so now you have 1 story point.
I've also done I've also finished the journal.
Okay.
And did my wish list.
All right, great. So we have that in case you win the roll next time. All right, well, good game, everyone. Hopefully we have everyone for next time. But yeah, welcome to the group.
Thank you. It was fun.
All right, I'll see you all next week. I'll be here taking some notes for a bit, but otherwise you're free to stay or go or whatever you wish.
No,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take off.
All right, take care, everyone.
It was fun playing with you.
Yeah, it's fun. Bye. I had a question. Where is the information on the... Because I can't seem to find out on the Discord.
The information on what?
Story. Read up on it again.
Oh, the so I think that's...
I found it.
Got it? Okay. I think that's under House Rules, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the story points are kind of like you can spend those to either do direct things like bring in a character from your background, bring in a side quest that the group goes on, or you can, like, if something's happening in game, you can kind of affect it with the story points to go a way you want it to go. It's kind of the basic of those. Almost like becoming like co-GM for a bit, almost.
Cool.
Yeah.
I gotta go too.